How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at an article by Motor Trend, which I will leave linked down in the description below, and we're going to be talking about the possibility of seeing a 5th gen Mazda Miata actually coming in the 2026 model year. So probably right around like being released around like 2024 or 2025. Now before we get into today's video, definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and if you've already been subscribed, click that little bell icon down there below to turn on post notifications. As a smaller car channel here on YouTube that does post new content daily, all that stuff really does help me out a ton. But today it's gonna be a bit of a shorter video. Again, I'll leave this article linked down below if you guys want to have a read for yourself. But we're going to be looking at a couple, like, I guess, concept pictures or renders of what potentially a 5th generation Miata would look like. Now, there's already been speculations, and we'll see that in this article a little bit later in the video, that the new generation of the Miata will have a either fully electric drivetrain or at least a hybrid drivetrain. Now, although me personally, I would be opposed to that because Miatas, being the very stripped down, kind of bare, basic, driver's cars that they are, I feel like adding very, heavy battery packs to them or anything would just weigh them down. And in a Miata, you're not looking for a lot of power, but you're also definitely not looking for a lot of weight either. Now, although that is true, and I would like to see them stick with just a regular internal combustion engine as the powerhouse for the drivetrain, I have to say that considering that the first generation is an NA, then you have the NB, NC, and then the new ND Miatas, or at least somewhat new ND Miatas that are still being made. The 5th generation alphabetically lines up perfectly to be the NE, kind of generation. So I think that from a marketing standpoint, obviously manufacturers are trying to go to electric regardless. But I think from a marketing standpoint, I think that can kind of fit in as well, because they can kind of market the new Miata or the Miata to come as like the NE electric Miata or some crap like that. But let me know your thoughts and opinions about that down in the comments below. That's not some official report or anything. That is literally just me thinking right off the top of my head and thinking that that would be like some unique marketing, I guess, angle that they can go from, Mazda can kind of go from when it comes to their customer base. But now, putting corny marketing schemes aside and actually diving into this article today, here are the concept pictures, or concept renders, I should say, of what a potential 5th generation Mazda MX-5 would look like. Now, I would have to say probably the thing that I think is the most wrong with these renders right off the bat has got to be the just overall size of it. It looks way too big for a Miata, and also no removable hardtop or anything. I'm sure that it would come in some sort of soft top option, but considering that, like, literally I think every single generation of a Miata was available in a convertible, and it's always kind of been, I guess, part of the culture when it comes to Miatas, I think that Mazda definitely should at least make that an option. Here's, I guess, some render of what a hybrid drivetrain could potentially look like, and then here are the taillights. I have to say that I do like the rear a lot more than the nose when it comes to these renders. I just think that the nose looks like some sporty luxury car. Like, it just doesn't really look like a Miata. I don't think there's no heritage that I can see carry over from like the ND even, let alone the more previous and older generations. And then looking in the front, you have a oddly shaped grille with a lighting up Mazda logo in the front there, and what looks like a mixture between the pop-up headlights that we saw in like the NA generation, as well as like the slanty kind of version headlights with like the ND generation. I'm definitely not feeling the front, if you can't tell already. But again, moving to the rear, I kind of like the taillight design. I think they look futuristic, but also pretty realistic at the same time. And I don't think that it's something completely out there. And again, keep in mind, these are just concept pictures, so none of this is really even supposed to be remotely, representing some sort of actual production car. But yeah, I think that is just a little bit too out there and a little bit too outlandish just for my own taste. And scrolling down in this article, it does seem that a source was tipped off that the next MX-5 would arrive in the 2026 model year, or at least in 2026, maybe for a later model year. And they are apparently, Mazda being they, is exploring ways to electrify the Roadster. So again, I'm kind of against that, and out of all the cars that are going electric, I just feel like the Miata going electric is just a little bit cringy, to say the least, because of how lightweight Miatas or MX-5s have been in all of their generations pretty much. And I just think that unless there's a way to make battery packs that are pretty lightweight and still make a decent amount of power, because it doesn't have to have like a lot of power. Miatas have never really had a lot of power from factory, let's be real. But they've also been extremely light, and as someone who's reviewed multiple different types of Miatas on the channel, I have to say that that's what really makes them fun. And the fact that they're just so small and the fact that they're just so light, you don't need a lot of power with that body. So hopefully Mazda does, you know, a good thing and stays true to the Miata's heritage with this coming generation. But I'm just kind of making this video to let you guys know that definitely do not be surprised to see the next like 5th generation of the Miata coming in either a hybrid powertrain or even a fully electric powertrain. But let me know your thoughts and opinions of electrifying a Mazda Miata down in the comments below. While you guys are down there, again, definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and if you already have, click that little bell icon down there below. All that stuff really does help me out a ton. If you stuck to the end of today's video, I really do appreciate your time, and I thank you guys for the support. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.